Good day, everybody. Tim from Timber Visions here. Today we're going to answer a question. Seasoned or kiln dried firewood? Which one's better? We're going to find out here today. I'm going to do a little test and we're going to find out which one actually gives you a better dry wood. Now, the reason that a person would kiln dry is not the same reason somebody would season. Somebody seasons firewood, they're looking to have the best firewood for burning. Kiln drying wood is to kill the bugs. Now, if you go to the USDA website and look at why they require kiln drying or kiln treating wood, it's to kill the bugs. That's the purpose of it, to stop the invasive insects from being passed from one area to another. But when somebody gets that shield, that USDA shield, then they have the right to go across state lines, and they wear that as like a badge of better firewood than just your regular seasoned firewood, which to a point it is better for bugs and stuff. But if it's somebody local, seasoned's a better way to go in my opinion. But we're going to find out today, so stick with us. We're going to split some wood. I'm going to kiln dry it or kiln treat it 160 degrees for 1 hour. That's what it's required to get that shield. And once we have that, we're going to moisture check before and after, and then I will moisture check some that I have seasoned here in the wood yard. And we'll see which one is a better dry wood for somebody to use out there. So stick with us. We'll get this piece of silver maple split, check the moisture, and then we'll get it put into, I'm going to put it in my smoker. I have an electric smoker so I can set the temperature, and we'll run it in there for at least an hour at 160 degrees. So stick with us. Okay, we'll be using this doctor meter. It's a dual function. It's got pins on the top or the where you just set it on the back of it. So we'll get this set for hardwood, and we'll just check and see what the moisture is on this stuff we just split. It's 31, 24, 25, 23, 24. Now keep in mind, I just cut this the other day. Yeah, so we were getting some 30s there. I just cut this the other day, but it's been laying in log form for a couple months out there in my lot next to my house. But anyway, let's say 25 to 35 on the average. This is probably my wettest piece, I think. Yeah, especially right through here where it's the grain's a little bit. Yeah, that's definitely our wettest piece. So this will be the piece that we put in the kiln. We'll kiln dry that for at least an hour at 160 degrees. And then we'll come back and we'll check the outside, and we'll split it in half and check the inside. And we'll see the results of that. So stick with us. Well, since my neighbor decided today he had to till his garden with this noisy walk behind tiller, and to keep things more accurate, and don't tell my wife either that I'm doing this, but I'm going to put this chunk of maple in the oven for an hour at 170. I can't set it to 160, but I can set it to 170. So here we go. There we go. One chunk of maple in the oven. And you saw it was, what, 3 after 1 p.m. So we'll come back in an hour, take it out. Okay, so it's been 1 hour, and our piece of maple has been in there 170 degrees the entire time. Pretty consistent rate. So we'll take that out and let it cool off, and then we're gonna go and check some moisture against some seasoned wood. Okay, we are back at the wood yard, and I have the moisture meter here, and we will set this again for hardwood. This is the piece that we had run through the kiln, and on the outside where it was reading 30, it is now reading mid-20s. But there's still spots where it reads in the 20s. Okay? Here's a piece I just pulled off my pile. It's been seasoned for a year. And it is reading below 10%. Pretty much everywhere. So much drier. Not treated for bugs, but drier. But we're gonna start the splitter, and we're going to split both of these in half, and then we're going to check the inside and see what it looks like on the inside. So this is our kiln dried one. I'll split it right in half. This is our seasoned one. Split that one in half. Too many pockets. All right. Turn this bad boy back on. Get it set for hardwood. This is the inside where we split it. Still reading below 10. Oh, yep, up to 10 right there. Dry stuff. Let's see what the inside of this one is. That was kiln dried. Still in the 25 to 30 range. Yep, 25 to 30. So, what did we learn today? We learned that seasoned wood will give you dry wood that will burn. When you go to burn it, it will burn. Kiln dried wood will kill your bugs. That's what it'll do. That's all that it's designed to do. So when you got somebody telling you, they're trying to sell you kiln dried wood, just remember that unless they dry it for a long period of time, which is gonna take a lot of energy, because I've kiln dried slabs, and it's in there for like 6 weeks. I'm running a dehumidifier and fan to get that moisture down to what this gets to just by sitting in the rack over there for a year. Costing no energy at all. I guarantee the amount of energy I had to use to dry those slabs, you're not going to make a profit. You know, I've seen some other channels where they send their firewood off to a vacuum kiln. It's like, how much did that cost? How do you recoup the cost of that energy that was put into drying that wood quickly? I mean, yeah, you might be able to get wood dry that way. The vacuum kiln will certainly do it. And it'll kill the bugs also. But the amount of energy, the electricity that has to go into making that happen, you can't recoup that cost. Not on a small scale. Maybe if you're huge and you're doing ginormous batches, or if you got a friend who's got a vacuum kiln and he'll throw it in there, you know, he's got a little extra room, he'll throw it in there with his batch of slabs or whatever. If you're getting it done for free, sure, you know, that'd be worth it. But for me to buy a vacuum kiln, to be able to cut, split wood and throw it right in the kiln and get it dried so I can sell it to customers, no. You'd have to sell that wood for so much to even break even. So just being realistic. Seasoned wood is the way to go if you're selling wood. And like this silver maple, it doesn't take a whole year to dry it. I mean, this is like 10%. You only need to be below 20%. So this stuff, which was just cut and split the other day, is 30%. I get this stacked by spring, for sure it'll be ready to go. With the cold, dry wind blowing across that rack all winter long. Yeah, that wood will be ready to go, because wood does dry in the wintertime. Humidity is very low in the wintertime. If you've lived in a region like we live here, when it gets really cold, your skin gets really dry, you know, you're always moisturizing. That's because the moisture is being pulled out of it, because the air is so dry. Everything's frozen. There's no moisture in the air. Everything's just, moisture's just being sucked out of you. And it does the same thing in the wood. And the wind blows through there and it carries that moisture away all winter long. So people who tell you you can't dry wood in the wintertime, they're wrong. I know stuff that I stacked during the winter and it was dry by spring. So it does dry. It definitely dries. But hopefully this video was helpful or informative to you guys. I will not be kiln drying wood. And get one of these bad boys, a moisture meter. That tells you everything you need to know if you're selling firewood or doing wood projects at all. Buying slab wood from people or whatever, get one of these. They will tell you everything that you need to know about the moisture of that wood and where you need to be. In this part of Iowa, just naturally outside, your wood generally doesn't get much below 12%. You know, I know this stuff is drier than that, but you know, it must be the time of year or whatever. But yeah, during the summer, the lowest I've seen wood that I know is dried, been through the kiln, I know it's dry, the moisture would actually come back up from like 8% that I got it down to. It would get back up to 12%. So if you live in a really dry climate, that will probably be lower. If you live in a real moist climate like Florida or, you know, down south somewhere where it's really hot and humid, it might be higher. You know, it might even out at 20%. I don't know. I don't live there. Maybe if you do, you could tell me what's the normal that wood will stop drying. You know, it all depends on relative humidity. Here during the summer, relative humidity is high. It is. That's why winter and spring are really important for the drying of wood in Iowa. Anyway, hopefully this is helpful. Kind of rambling on. I want to thank everybody for stopping in and checking out this video. If you like it, think about subscribing, or just subscribe because, you know, I'm a really handsome guy. Anyway, until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.